Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Duncan the Collector, and welcome to another review, another Jurassic review. If I didn't know any better, my channel should be called Duncan the Jurassic Collector. But anyways, today we are reviewing the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex Escape Pack. Ever since the Mattel Jurassic World line started, I've always wanted Mattel to make a Ford Explorer, and they finally delivered. I cannot wait to get this thing open, but first let's take a look at the box. Right off the bat, we can see the box looks awesome. Taking a look inside, we can see the destroyed fence and the storm and destruction of Hurricane Clarissa. We can also see Tim glued to the wall like he's an alien.
Please kill me.
On the front of the box, we can see the Legacy Collection logo, a little render of the entire set, and the name of the pack. On the top of the box, we got the Legacy Collection logo and the name in different languages. On the bottom, we have the assembly instructions and some Lego mumbo jumbo. Both sides of the box are the same, with this wood pattern and the Legacy Collection logo. And the back of the box shows that same render on the front, but much bigger. A little diagram showing that the roof is collapsible of the Explorer, and goggles are included. There's also a Legacy Collection logo and a little thing mentioning the Jurassic Facts app. There's also a little picture showing the Apatosaurus, which is one of my previous reviews. You should check it out if you enjoyed this video. Now, let's take everything out of the box. Now that we have everything out of the box, let's save the best for last and go over the T-Rex. Now the T-Rex comes in two pieces, with the tail being detached. There's a square hole in her butt, and that's where you plug the tail in. And once you plug this in, it's not coming out. So let's get that in. You get a nice satisfying click, and you get a T-Rex. So let's take a closer look. Now this is a really nice figure. Although she's just a repaint of the original Extreme Chompin' T-Rex, it's a really nice repaint, and the closest to the Jurassic Park T-Rex. As we can see, she's primarily cast in this medium brown color. She has this dark brown matte highlight that goes up her back, neck, around her snout, nasal cavity, and around her eyes. Her toenails are painted in a shiny dark brown, but unfortunately her dew claws and fingernails are not. Her eyes are nicely painted, but they lack gloss, so they don't look as lifelike. Her teeth are nicely painted in this eggshell white color, and her mouth is cast in this dark pink color.
Yum.
Something I like about this T-Rex is her bottom jaw matches the rest of the figure and doesn't stick out as much as the other T-Rexes, which you'll see in the comparisons. Now, let's take a look at the sculpt. Now this is a really nice sculpt. Rexy has lots of nice deep and defined details and texturing throughout the entire body. She also has really good muscle tone and definition, especially in the arms and legs. Next we get to my favorite part, the head. The head has lots of nice scaling and detailing. I also really like these nose ridges. As I said, this is just a repaint, so some new releases have done some better things for this figure. For example, on new releases, the toe scoots are much more deep and defined, whereas these just kind of disappear. On new releases, the toenails also have some grain to them, where these are completely smooth. Another thing is the teeth lack separation, so they just kind of blob together. And the tongue, although I like that it's raised, it doesn't have very much texture, so it lacks that realism. Something they did that I also liked was they smoothed out the cheekbone, so it's not as pointy. Something to note is they textured the bottom of the feet, and there's the Jurassic Facts app code if you'd like. Now, let's get into some comparisons. First up, we have the male bull T-Rex from the Lost World. As we can see, these figures are identical in sculpt, so you can really see how much of a difference the paint makes. This figure just looks so much better and a lot more lifelike, especially with the matte finish. And for some reason, the colors really make the details pop, especially on the head, with the snout, jaw, and eye sockets. Something else nice about this figure is the bottom jaw is the same color as the rest of the body, so the teeth really pop, whereas these just blend in. But these figures look really good together and contrast well. I would love to get some photos of them destroying the mobile command center together. Next, we have my favorite iteration of Rexy, the Stomp and Escape T-Rex. This figure is huge and looks massive in comparison. As I've said, this is a new release, so they've improved some of the flaws of this figure. For example, they've redone the toe scoots and made them way more deep and defined, and they look totally awesome. They've also added some grain to the toenails, and they've also made her quite a bit more muscular. Does anyone have a needle and thread? Because she's ripped. They've also smoothed out the cheekbone, which looks quite a bit better. They've added some separation of the teeth, which makes her look more realistic, and though it's not raised, they did add some detail to the tongue, which gives her a bit of a lifelike appearance. Though this Rex has some flaws, she has a special place in my heart as she's the most accurate to the first movie, at least color-wise. I think she'd go great with some other figures, like the Raptors from the Isla Nublar Escape Pack. Before we move on, I wanted to give you guys a chance to scan some codes from the Jurassic Facts app, starting with the Stomp and Escape T-Rex, moving on to the male bull T-Rex from the Lost World, and finally ending on the brand new Escape Pack T-Rex. Something funny I realized was upon scanning this T-Rex, it gave me a total of 93 dinosaurs in my collection, which is a funny coincidence considering this is from the original 1993 Jurassic Park film. Now for the moment I'm sure you've been waiting for, not the rehashed T-Rex, Tim Murphy and the Ford Explorer. Let's take a closer look. Now, let's look at Tim Murphy. Tim is a really good figure and Mattel's done a great job on him. I actually found out Tim is Mattel's smallest human figure, being even smaller than Maisie. Tim has some really nice details, with his shoes having all the stitching and laces, and his socks even having all the stitching. Tim has some nice knee articulation, having a swivel and a hinge joint. Tim's shorts look really good with all the wrinkles and creases. He has really great hip articulation, meaning he can do a really mean Van Damme. Tim's belt is nicely painted and sculpted, and Tim's overjacket is my favorite part. He has all these little buttons and nice details. It's made out of this rubbery material, so you can see his undershirt as well. Tim's shirt is nicely painted with all the striped patterns, which is very accurate to the movie. Tim's handkerchief is nicely painted in this dark blue, and it's also really nicely sculpted. It's kind of weird that Tim had a handkerchief, as I've never seen a child other than Fred from Scooby-Doo wear one.
Rice Rascots.
Tim's head sculpt is really nice. He has nice rosy cheeks, and his head sculpt looks just like Joseph Mazzello. Tim also includes the night vision goggles, which are not very heavy, so he shouldn't have to put them back. The night vision goggles are really nicely sculpted, but poorly painted. They're missing all the red marks, and the yellow is very sloppily painted. It's also missing the lenses. I tried putting them on a variety of some other figures, and it fits some, but doesn't fit others, like Darius. Now, let's do some comparisons, starting with the original Kenner Tim. This figure, even though it's a different scale and from a different time, it's just not a very good figure. For starters, what happened to his ankle? Did he break it? He's also not wearing any of the clothes from the movie, except for the shorts. He's got a weird name tag. Does he sell snacks when he's not getting chased by a T-Rex? And why does he have so many pouches? Did Rob Liefeld design him? Overall, I don't think this is a very good figure, and if it wasn't a classic Jurassic figure, I don't think I'd own him. Now let's compare Tim with Alan Grant. These figures look great together, and it's great to finally have them, and I cannot wait to take some photos and recreate scenes with them together.
I heard that there was this meteor hit the Earth someplace down in Mexico and made this big crater.
Listen,
Tim,
which car were you planning on?
whichever one you are.
Tim! No, Tim!
Oh, snap! Burn!
Nerd!
Now, for the part I'm sure you've all been waiting for, the Ford Explorer. This is an amazing vehicle, and Mattel's done a fantastic job. This is my absolute favorite from the entire franchise. I would love to end on a positive note, So let's go over the few flaws this vehicle has. Starting with the Explorer's biggest flaw is its total lack of black paint in many locations, such as the windshield wipers, the side view mirrors, around all of the windows, this little vent in the back, and to be extra picky, the two handles on the back of the vehicle. It could have also used a bit of black paint on the inside door handles, as the interior of the Explorer is quite a bit plain. Something else I think the Explorer could have benefited from greatly was having TV screen stickers on the front and back of the console. The seats look great from the front, but there is no sculpting on the back of them, so you end up with these weird hollow back seats. Now, let's talk about all the good things, and no, not Blink 182. The Explorer looks great from front to back. The wheels and tires look really good, and so do the running boards. The transition from yellow to green looks really nice as well, and the red stripes are really crisp. The Jurassic Park logo and number 4 logo are really nicely applied. The action feature of this set is really cool. When you press down on the sunroof, it collapses, so you can recreate the scene of the T-Rex attacking the kids. There's also some nice small details with the gas cap, the door handles, and even a little keyhole on all of the doors. And it may not be obvious, but all the doors are openable, with the front 2 doors opening a lot more than the back 2 doors. Now, let's look at the back of the vehicle. The back of the Explorer looks great. Although the tailgates don't open, that's alright, because the rest of the details make up for it. The taillights look great, and with the bush guards covering them, it makes for a really neat effect. The license plate's really cool with the Jurassic Park logo and the number 4 symbol. You even got the really cool Ford logo and Explorer logo. And the red stripes continue. You also got the little handles for the tailgate and another keyhole. Now, let's look at the front of the Explorer. The front of the Explorer looks great. The sunroof and windshield are really nice and crisp. There's a lot of lights on this thing. 3 on the roof, 1 on the hood, and 4 on the bush guard, but only 2 are painted. The bush guard's really nice and has that same effect on the back with the front light showing through. They also have a grille, which you can even see the radiator through. The hood of the Explorer looks great with all the striping detail and the Jurassic Park logo. Now, let's take a look at the inside. The interior of the Explorer is really simple but very nice. The dash and console look really cool with some nice details, and they're cast in this light red. The seats look nice and plush in this light beige, and the steering wheel even moves. It would have been nice if they included a floorboard for the back and maybe a case for Tim's goggles, as all you can see is the reverse of the underside. Speaking of, let's take a look at that. Here we can see the spare tire, which is visible through the back of the interior. There's also some nice mechanical details, like some transmission and axles. Now here are my final thoughts. I 100% recommend this pack. You get an awesome Tim and a fantastic Explorer. When I originally found out this set included a T-Rex, I was a bit annoyed as I already have several, but upon getting this, it just works. The T-Rex and the Explorer look great with one another. I think it's the colors, she just looks so accurate to the original movie. I think this set is going to be a great win for Mattel, as this set's awesome for kids and collectors of all kinds, and I'm so glad to finally have this in my collection. Alright, I guess that's it for now. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and if you didn't, remember to hit the dislike and unsubscribe buttons. If you like toy photography or pictures of Cheddar the cat and Cheetah the dog, follow me on Instagram. Remember, if you'd like to see your collection in a future video, message me on Instagram and we can figure out the details. Bye for now and have fun collecting!